All right, actually, we can start. Margaret, don't worry, because we didn't have a session on last Saturday. So, yeah, so we'll just continue from where we stopped from here. So, to begin with, sorry for last time session. My mic was somehow misbehaving. I could not talk. But today, hope everything is okay. You can hear me loud and clear. Also, let me know if there's any issue on the chat. I'll try to pass on the chat as well. All right, so uh, today we'll be working on the header part, which is the nav bar in other terms. So let me try to do something. Okay, so now this is the website, right? This is the layout of the website. And in a website, we normally have three main parts. So we have the header, and then the content, and then the footer. So if I can add one, so okay. So I can. Okay, so all right, so like this is the normal layout of a website. Like we normally have the header or on the top, and then yes, my music is so loud. Okay, so in today's session, we'll be creating the header. Actually, right. So, like, according to their website, which is the Airbnb plan, when you look in on this website, when you look in here, we have three main parts. So we have on the left, we have the logo, and the center, we have this input, which is the search bar, and then we have an icon on the right. So on the right, we have these three components. So we have this ones, become an host, and then we have this icon, and then we also have another icon, which is the user profile stuff. So definitely this consists of two main parts. So we have on the left, we have the logo. On the center, we have the input and the icon. And then on the right, we have these three childs, which is become an host and this guy here, which is a button, and then we have another button, which is a drop down button. So let's try to implement this on our website. Okay. So actually, let me have, oh, uh, Margaret, can you share your screen if you can? Hello, can you share your screen, Margaret, please? Uh, all right, cool, no problem. John, did you send me the link to the repo? Okay. Still fixing some issues on my end. All right. So okay, so we'll pick from where we stop. For my case, since I'm using a new machine and I don't have the previous source code and I forgot to publish them on GitHub. So what I'll do is I'll just use code sandbox. Just a moment. I think I have some projects which is Tailwind and React in there. Okay, I'm in. Okay, so now forget about all this source code here for now. Forget about. So now on your inside your component folder. So okay, so for my case, I'm gonna create a new file, which is the header .js, header.js, then give it a chance. Talk to sandbox. Yeah. So now inside our, so create a file and then name it header.js. Then since you're using Visual Studio Code and there's this snippet, which is R and F. Yeah. So I'll start by, let me add the, so export default function, then the name of the, so header, it's gonna normal function, and then gonna return div, sorry. So now in there, we'll have a div. So this is our div. And then we can have an header. So yeah, no. From here, so remember we have three components in our normal Airbnb clone website. So this consists of, we have the header, right? On the, so on the right, we have the logo, and then on the center, we have this search bar. And then on the right, we have some children with some icons. Okay, so now let's start with the logo. So, okay, now for the div, we'll have a class name. It should stick on the top. The moment we scroll on the website, it should be stick. So first, let's just have a normal hashtag. So hello from header. Okay, save. Back to our, sorry, back to our website, our code. So inside my app, instead of having this navbar, let me just, for now, let me comment out. We'll talk about routing in React, routing to do through different pages inside our React. So for now, let me just comment. So instead of navbar, so let's have header, capital H. So let's import our header. Yes, there we go. So
hello, excuse
yes.
me, Jasper.
Yep.
Sorry
Yes.
for interrupting. I can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen.
Yeah. I tried sending a message on the chat, but I think you are a bit busy.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry for that. I didn't realize that I'm not sharing my screen.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So what I was talking is, let me just clear this. Okay, so inside your folder structure, if you can remember, we are using the MVC model. So inside the view folder in your project, actually, create another folder, and then the folder name, it should be component. Now, inside your component, create a new file, call it header.js, right? So now, yeah, after creating the header.js, now this is the code which I'm having for now. Let me just open this on a browser, open on a new window, so that I can hide that. Okay, let me zoom. Okay, so hope we are moving on the same pace. So let me do some import. Okay, fine. No issues. So let me just import. Yeah. All right. So now we are good. Okay. So till this far, let me know if you have a problem and if you are stuck in the middle, so that I cannot move on the next step. And all right, let me pop up some chat. Okay. Now let's proceed. So we have to download the logo. So Airbnb logo. So make sure you pick the one which is transparent. Uh, hmm, hmm, this one. Oh, this one. Save. Now, once you have downloaded the logo file, inside your React application, you need to have, okay, yeah. So inside here, so in your SRC folder, you can have another file for images. I mean, folder for images. So image. For my image, I'll just drag my image inside my image folder. Downloads, picture, bin plan. All right. So yeah. Okay. So I've already dragged my image, and this is my image here. Yeah, this is my image. Make sure you download the image which has a transparent background, because our header will have a white background on it. So yeah. So let's go back here. Now here, let's remove this H1 tag, and then let's have an image tag. Okay. Source. It should be a closing tag. Then we should have an alt logo. So let me just import it here. Import logo. Images. Make sure the images are correct spelled. So logo.png. So I'll say images / logo dot png. Okay, so now instead of importing, like here, what we can do is we can use the image as a prop. So I'll pass in the two curly brackets, and then I'll say logo. And boom. So now when you save this file, you should have the logo image on your React website, and that's what I'm having. So we are having that, but the background transparent stuff is still being seen. Okay, let's do some more creepy stuff here. Okay, let me replace. Oh, perfect. Now we have the logo with no background, so this looks fine. Now let's proceed. Let's give it some width and height. Oh, so width. Oh, that looks so small. Let's say 100 by 100. What about that time? Okay, since we are using Tailwind, what we can do is so what we can do here is instead of using this, we can say layout. So let's say layout, it should. Okay. So this is coming from the Tailwind property. So don't mind layout self. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, let's add some more utilities. So we can say position. So before position, we can say object fit should be contain. Okay, that looks perfect. Let's add some more Tailwind classes to the image. So object position should be left. We want our logo to stick on the left side. Yeah, on the left side. Okay. So now let's add some Tailwind classes on the div. So we can have like relative. It should be relative. After to make sure if Tailwind works, let me yeah, okay, Tailwind is working. Perfect. So let's say BG relative, then it should be flipped. Then items should be center. So Then it should have a height of 10. Save, and then see. Okay. That's weird. Okay, height of 10. Then we should have cursor pointer. Okay, perfect. Let's add some padding on top and the bottom so that the image should align properly. So let's say margin Y, it should be in auto. Still hiding. So we can say padding on 5. Fresh. Okay, perfect. All right. So remember the nav bar, it should be sticky. It should stick on the top. So here, let's add one property for that. It should have its closing tag at the end. Inside our header, we can have a class name. It should be sticky. It should be sticky. The top of 0, Z of 50. Okay. Yes, sir. Actually, on your end, this part here, just leave the height, because on my end, it's not seems to work, but on your end, it should work perfect. It should work perfectly. So maybe on my end, I'll have to be more smart. So width of 70. 70. So yeah, let me make it somehow big. It's too small. Let's don't do this on your end. Don't do this on my end. I have to do so that the image should appear. So on your end, just have only those codes, like the one which I've comment out. I don't have them. So from here, yeah, you should have the code and also the height. And also the height. So yeah, let me comment. Okay, save back. So let's proceed. Z of index, we should have, it should be grid. Then we shall have a grid of columns of 3. Remember, we have 3 columns. We have the logo, the search button, and then the buttons on the right. So yeah, Then we should have a background. For now, I'm going to say red 900 to see that. And then we should have the shadow MG. Save. Back right. So you see now. So the navbar looks somehow too small. So let's go back to our header. Yep. Let's have height 10. The height should be 10. Okay. Let's refresh. Okay. That's okay. So here, actually, what this does, it gives, when you go here to this website, we have this, you know, when you scroll, we have this shadow. Hope you can see, there's this shadow here. So that's what the shadow MD stands for. And then it should have an height of 10. So yeah. So, and actually what this does here is on our website. Wow. Sorry, this is my first time using a mic, so I'm getting too confused here, but I'll get you used. Okay, so when you look into our website, we have these 3 columns. We have the logo, search, the input with the search button. Yeah, the logo, the search button with an icon, and then we have these 2 icons also on the end. So we have this button here, and then this button, and then this one. So what this Tailwind CSS does here, it's divide those, it's divide anything which is inside this header. So which means we have the logo and then the search bar, which will be left. So anything under this header, yeah, it will be aligned according to this Tailwind classes. So yeah. Okay, now let's proceed. So height of 10, and then padding on y-axis, it should be 5. Then padding on x-axis, it should be also 5. Save. Back to our website. When you refresh, now when you refresh, you can see on my end, this guy here, I may move somehow down, and that's not how it should happen. Okay, let's remove the H1, and then we see H1 should go back. Perfect. So sorry, we are not supposed to have the H1. The moment you have an H1, let me undo, save. So the moment we have the H1, you see this guy here, let me zoom. You see this guy, he moves down. He does not stick on the main Tailwind, classes. So the moment we had an H1, this guy moves down. So in the moment I remove the H1, this guy sticks according to what we need. Okay, so that's perfect. So for now, let me remove the background here. Background, it should be white. But on your end, remember, we had these colors here. Let me show you. Yeah, so we have these colors here. So on your end, just use BG, the name of the color which you specify on the white class. All right, so save. Yeah, perfect. So it looks too close. It looks too close to our Airbnb navbar. So let's proceed. Now let's work on the search button. Okay. So search button. Let's have a div. It should have its closing tag. Then we should have a, okay, before let's check if our this is responsive first. Remember, anything you write in Tailwind CSS, it's always mobile first approach, then web. Perfect. It looks awesome. So when it's, hope you can see how Tailwind works here. So the moment I make, oh, it's disappear. Okay, that's weird. Okay, let's bring it somehow. Let me choose iPhone 12. So with iPhone 12, our logo looks perfect. So now let's go back here and let's add something. So at medium screen, we need to have padding 8 of 10. Save that. Come here, refresh. Okay, now this looks awesome. Perfect. All right. So let's proceed. Okay. Now let's have this the input just now. Input. We are closing, I mean self-closing tab. Then we should have this folder. Search your list. Save. Yeah, this one. So hope you can see this one here. So let's add some Tailwind classes to make it look good. So back here, so we should say text. This will have, it should be a text. Let's search text. Oh. Save. Now for the icons, we'll be using hero icons. So yeah, so scroll and then copy this one. Copy. So on my end, I'll just copy this few lines, but on your end, make sure you to copy the entire line and then paste it on your terminal. So, okay, for myself, since I'm using online editor, so back here, then add dependency. So hero icons. Update to the latest. So yeah, now, yeah, so please make sure to copy this entire code. Now copy that one in your terminal, open it and then paste it to your terminal. Okay, No. Okay, so let's move on. So my icons are ready. So let me add some. Okay, how can I hide this one? It should always stick. Okay, so let me hide. So let's import the icon. Import. So let's go to official. Search bar. Yeah. Copy. Okay. Oh. So let's import the icon. So search icon from out. Perfect. So after so make sure to import the icon. So import such icon is declared, but its value never read. That's true because we haven't used it yet. So and here, so such icon. Okay, so we have an error. Let's check it. Cannot find module hero icons relative to that. Perfect. Okay. So now when you go back to our website, we have this icon, but looks weird. So yeah, the icon, this one here is the icon. So we have this icon here, and let's add some tailwind classes. So we can say class name, it should have height of 10. Height of 10. Sorry, 10 is so big. And let's say 8. Okay, so we have our input, search input. We have this icon. Let's proceed. So let's go back to our website here. I mean, here. I don't know which color is this. Let me check. Copy. So back here. So so save that. Then inside our header, so we can say background.
Okay, so I cannot find module part at either icons for search React for slice solid. Oh, okay. So let me say red triangle. So that's the background. Okay. So text. Okay. So let's say 900. Too close, too close, too close. Red, red, 400. Okay, that looks fine. That looks fine for me. But remember, on the background stuff, remember we had this tailwind config, which had our entire color scheme for the entire project. So for the background, just feel free to use those colors. So let's say it was solid one, gray one, make sure to use them. So instead of saying background red 400, you can just say background and then solid one, solid two, according to what you wrote in your tailwind configuration. So let's give it a padding of 2. Save. And then we need to have cursor, enter. Okay, let's proceed. All right, so we have a background of red 400 and then text white. It should be rounded full. And then we have a padding of 2. So we want to make these two to be at one place. So we have the search input, and then we have this button here. But now, when you look to our website, these things, they are, okay, let me remove this one. Yeah, so when you look to our website, we have the search stuff. I don't know why I keep on clicking. Okay, so we have this search, and then we have this icon. Let's also implement that one. So when you, okay. So now, inside this div, let's have a class name. Class name. It should be flex. It should have a flex, and then items. It should be item center, and then save. Okay, save. Border of 2, rounded, should be rounded full. Save. Let's go back and check. So, okay. Now, this looks perfect. It looks similar to this one, right? So, hope we are all moving on the same pace. Please let me know in the chat if we still have someone behind. So till this point, are we moving on the same pace? Okay, still waiting some chat. If you are moving on the same pace, please just tell me. Okay, so let's continue. So rounded full, then padding on the y-axis, we should have 2. Then do we need padding on x-axis? X-axis. Okay, let's save this. Let's check. Okay, that looks so big. So Harper, for this icon here, we can have hidden. So what this means actually is when it's at mobile approach. So remember, anything we write in Tailwind, it's always mobile first, then web approach follow next. So right now, what this does is when we are at a responsive way, so okay, so now when you look in at a responsive way, is that things are not working up correctly. So let me change to, let me say Samsung Galaxy 8. Okay, let me just go to responsive. Okay, so now when we move at small screen, check this. Okay, we should fix this actually. Let me go back up. Hidden. Okay, hidden. And then on the medium screen, it should have inline. It should be inline and then save. It should be inline, flex, I think, save. Back here, refresh, give it some time. All right, so it's saying cannot find module path. Okay, this keeps on coming and coming, and we have it. So okay, so actually what we have just implement here is when we are at small screen, we want to hide this icon button here. So that's what we are trying to implement. So let's check this out. All right, hope it will work. So scroll. Okay, let me go back to my application. I believe on your end it's hiding, because on my end it's like save, refresh. See, I think because I have this Tailwind classes here, let me just try to. Yeah. So okay. This will take a whole day to check it. So yeah, but on your end, it should work perfect. I think on my end, because I'm having these too many styles, let me from here, let me highlight. Okay. Goodbye for now. Cannot find. Never mind, I'll check this later. But on your end, it should work correct. Like when you squeeze the website like this button should hide. You see, it should hide on your case. But on mine, I need to do something on these tailwind classes. So many. Okay. Let's carry on. All right, so we have, oh, the spelling here is wrong. Hidden. It should be N. Oh, that's why this is not happening. Okay, let's try. Yeah, so have you seen that? So the problem was on the spelling. Sorry for that. It was wrong spelling. But so now when you save this, so check this out. So the moment I hit at particular breakpoint, the icon disappeared. Check. Okay, let's check it. And boom. So we don't have the icon, but we have our search icon. I mean, the search input. But the moment I bring this into 782 by 776, the icon shows. But the moment I go at small screen, the screen which is less than 750, the icon disappeared. So when I go back to 793, the icon shows. So when I go to 799, the icon still shows. So 775, we don't have the icon. So this is what we were implementing. So yeah, now let's proceed. Sorry for typing error. Here it should not supposed to be D, it's supposed to be N. So yeah, now that's happened perfect. So we have that. Actually, let's try to see if also in our official Airbnb website that's happened. So now here on the original website, we have a responsive of 808. So let's try to bring it to like 600, and then we check it, 600. So boom. So when the moment we hit more than 700 and below, we don't, so this change. Okay, I think we should implement that. Okay, 700, and boom. So we don't have the icons. We only have this one, and then with the drop down. Okay, so that's perfect. Now let's proceed. So back here, so the cursor should be pointer. So upper, okay, let's change this to, let's add some more tailwind classes. So let's say padding of 2. So when you check into our input, actually, here we have this outline and it looks so weird. So let's remove that. Yeah. So when you come back to our input, so let's say class name, outline, I guess that's the spelling, outline. It should be outline, it should be none. Check, let's check that. Okay, save. Perfect. Now we don't have the outline stuff. Now this looks perfect. Okay, let's bring the website to full mode. Okay. Uh, let's say items center. Save. And then when you go back here, when you refresh, this keeps on coming and coming, and I have everything okay. Okay, Leo, let's give it some time. All right, that seems didn't work. So let's go back and try to add some tailwind classes again. All right, so actually, hapa on our first day, we can also, so we want to have a border of 2 when we hit at medium screen. So save. And then, so let's figure. So anything here, it should, okay, we still have item center. All right, so now let's work on this input. Oh, where's the input? This one. So when you look in, we need to have some space in between the input and the logo. So to do this, actually, it's so back here inside our input. So let's say padding on the left, 5, save, refresh. Oh, the time is almost finishing. And let's try. Okay. So let's have one more class here. So let's say BG transparent. Yeah. Save. Then we should have flex draw. Save. Check the website. Refresh. Okay. So let's have it at small. Height. So bring at big screens. We have that perfect. So okay, guys. So due to time, we'll pick it from next time. So hopefully you've learned something, and so yeah. So that was the time. I can see Patrick. Hey, hello, Patrick. Let me see. Let me know if you have someone has some question. All right, so due to time, we can proceed.
Yes, I know the goal was to finish the entire site, but time does not allow us. So we'll pick next time here. So we'll add these left icons here, and then we'll make it a day. So yeah, so anyone with a question? Any question? Let me push this. Hello.